Hey there, everybody. Welcome to week 3. It's day 11, and this week we are going to do focused muscle grouping for each day. So, weightlifting throughout the week. Today, we're going to start the week off with legs. So, definitely excited about that. Our warm up, we're going to go through just every exercise that we're going to be doing, but without the weights to kind of warm us up. And our reps are 10 reps per exercise, and we're going to go 5 sets. So getting obviously 50 reps total. Let's just go ahead and start with some leg swings though. Bring one leg up nice and straight, kind of swing your other arm, so the opposite arm across, getting a little twist, lift the chest, grab the core. Keep that going, get some length into that hamstring. Okay, last one, other side. So hopefully you have a few different weight selections to help build some intensity and muscle for the legs today. I'm going to be using my kettlebell. Then I also have 220s for a couple exercises, trying to add that up. I have another kettlebell on the way. I think it's been on the way for like 2 months. So those things take forever to get here. It's all right. We keep working in the meantime. Keep that swing going. Get that twist. Last one. All right. We're going to go ahead and start with the moves that we're going to be doing with weight. So the first one is going to be a squat with a hip hinge. So we're going to hold the bell, dumbbell or kettlebell, up high on the chest. We'll squat down, come up high, and then we're going to do a hip hinge. So you'll just hinge forward and push up. We'll keep going with this for warm up. Belly strong, hip hinge, come up. So your hip hinge is basically just like a deadlift, but you're holding the bell really high on the chest. And our legs are going to stay wider for this one. If you prefer a narrower squat though, that's totally fine. So you get to do your squat that you like for today. All right, stop there. Next one is going to be super duper wide. It's called a dead shift. So get the heaviest weight that you have available that works for you, and you'll put it on the inside of your right foot. Okay, then you'll hinge over just like you're doing a lateral lunge, but you'll pick the bell up with the opposite hand. So if the bell's on the right foot, you'll pick it up with your left hand. Make sure you're not balancing on the leg with the right hand, then you set it down. So now we're shifted into the left leg, pick it up, drag it back to the right. So you're going to be picking up side to side. The opposite hand is not supporting on the knee. So a lot of times I see this. You get that elbow on the knee, it helps support, go over. We want to really be working into the back, the lats, and then of course those inner outer thighs and the core. Then the glutes side to side. So that's your dead shift. Next up will be our single leg deadlift. I like to hold the bell on the opposite hand or arm than the side that's supporting. Sometimes it's beneficial to do both. So if you want to switch it up per round, go for it. So you're going to hinge forward, strong, flexed, lifting leg. Make sure that the leg lifts with the upper body. Just 2 more for our warm up without the weight. They call it a drinking bird. Hips are flat. Other leg, trying to keep them level. I think that's the hardest part for me sometimes. Something to constantly be focusing on, working on. 2 more. Last one. All right, then we're going to go down onto the ground. This is where I'm going to grab my double weights. Pushing up into a glute bridge, you'll need to have a weight or weights on your thighs. We're going to do a weighted glute bridge. So once you have your glute bridge set, we're going to go single leg. We'll just do 5 each side for our little warm up, making sure the core stays strong. Other side. Make sure you line the knee and toe. Sometimes our tendency is to hit the knees to go wide. We want to try to keep the knees straight ahead. Okay, so from here, we're going to roll over onto the side. So you have a couple different options. You can stay on your hip, balancing nice and high, flexing out of that oblique, and then just do a leg extension here with the hip on the ground. Totally fine. You can also come to a supported side plank. So your knee is bent, the hand on the ground is right underneath the shoulder, hips are open, and you lift and lower that top leg. 4, we'll just do 5 right now. Other side, and this will be no weight, but this is how we're also going to get into the core. So if you want, your last option would be to put your forearm down, go into a full side plank, and then hit your extension from there. 2, 3, belly strong, and 5. Making sure to get those little lateral abductions. All right, go ahead and sit back on your knees, curl the toes under. I think it's always good to get a little bit of flex and opening in the underneath sides of the feet. I think it's one of those aging things. Older I get, the more I need it, or the more I jump, things like that. All right, let's start off our first round. So we're going to go for 5 rounds, starting off with a goblet squat and our hip hinge. Okay, so find your squat stance, belly strong, sit back and down, go straight into your hip hinge here. Thrust the hips up. 2, squat, hinge, thrust. When you thrust, make sure that you don't overextend the hips. 4, line your knees and toes. Keep that upper middle back super flat. You've got to use the core. 3 more. Last one. Hinge, thrust. Okay, down into our dead shift. So get your feet nice and wide. Start with your bell over on the right side of the body. Hinge to the right, shift across, and then switch your hands, hinge back. 1. Push through that heel. 2. We're here for the core as well. 3. Nice flat back. Slide those shoulder blades down. Feel the lats help. Drive through those heels. Keep grabbing and wrapping through the core. That's 9. Got 1 more. All right, there's 10. Now we have single leg deadlifts. I'm going to start with my right leg down, left hand holding the weight. Line your knee and toe. Hinge into that right hip and bend your knee as much as you can. You also have the option to hold a weight on either side. Sometimes it actually helps balance a little better. But if you can kind of find a spot on the ground to focus on, that'll help as well. 8. Long, tall chest. 10. Other side. Shoulders back and down, square off the hips. Flex the back leg. Make sure you're not just reaching toward the ground, but have the whole back drop as one. So make sure that right side holding the weight isn't leaning forward without you. Last one. All right. Now we're down into our single leg weighted glute bridges. Okay. Remember, line those knees up. Get your hips nice and high. Lift the one leg up and down. Flex that foot. 2. Core strong. Drive to that glute. 9, 10. Whew. Weights added up. Flex, press. 2. Drive with that glute. 8, 10. All right, weights go down. You find the variation that you want in your side plank. Lift up nice and high. Find flexion, pulling that foot back toward your thigh so you feel that abductor on your glute. Side top glute, do the work. 7, 8. Bottom leg has to stay strong too. Rotate to the other side. Open up. Flex that foot. Go. 3, 8, 9, 10. All right. One round. Good start. Nice little burn. Okay, we're going back into our goblet squat and hip hinge. Knees line with toes. Here we go. Squat, hinge forward, thrust. Belly strong. Butt back. Back flat. Hold the core really strong. You don't want to feel pressure on the low back. 5. 7. 8. 9. Last one. 10. Okay, moving into our dead shifts. If you do feel pressure on the low back, lessen the weight, lessen your range. Focus on the core contracting and the upper middle back holding steady as well. That'll help. And just build from the ground floor. Here we go. Shift to the left. Flex in. Whew. These are meant to be super heavy. I don't have super duper heavy today. So really flex. Try your best to find self-flexion. Sit back. Feel that press come out of the one leg that you're hinging into. 2 more. Last one each side. Awesome. Okay. Single leg deadlift. I'm going to start on the left leg this time. Shoulders back and down. Ready, set, go. The back leg hinges with the shoulders. Feel the glute and the hamstring on the pushing side. The more you bend the knee, then the more you'll feel that glute. The more that leg is working in the muscle. Last one. Other side. One. Straight, strong back leg. I let it go. That first one. Line that knee with the toe. These single leg moves, very beneficial to kind of help you see discrepancies from your right to left side. Notice that. If you're not quite sure how to fix it, email me and I'll help you. Super important. Drive through the heel. That knee's going to want to drop in. Keep holding it out. Last one. Awesome. Okay. Single leg glute bridges. Find your core. Get your weight set. Lift the hips. Lift one leg. Flex in deep. Drop and push. 3, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other side. 1, 2, 6, 9, 10. Oh, better that time. Not meaning easier, but I think last time I rushed my way through it. Ready to get those puppies done. A lot going on there. Okay, lift your hips. Find your form that you want to take, and then lift the top leg. Side, leg, lateral extensions. No matter what you're doing though, belly stays strong. 9, 10. Flex it a little deeper. Rotate to the other side. Ready, set, go. 8, 9, 10. All right, rotate down. Hit your little child's pose. Check in with the low back. Sometimes leg stuff can get to it, but don't settle. Don't just say, you know what, my low back hurts. Let's adjust it, fix it, build where we need to. Take a couple cat-cows, check in. Let's build where we need to. Find the appropriate weight, the appropriate form and range, and get you where you need to be. All right, coming up, set 3. Squat to hip hinge. Find that goblet squat. Ready, set, squat deep, hinge, thrust. So in your hinge, there's a slight bend in your knee. Use the butt, those glutes to push you forward. 3. Belly strong. 4. Drive through the heels. 6. Grab through the core. Chest stays tall. 5. Here's 10. Okay. Single leg deadlift. Shoulders back and down. Find the foot you want to start on and go. Bend into it. 1, 2. Back foot stays flexed. Don't rush through it. These weighted days, feel the muscles under that weight. Watching my knee, especially on this side. Flex the back leg, lifted chest. 8, 9, 10. You don't have to tap the ground. Other leg. So if your range is just below the kneecap, that's fine. Stay where you can keep the back flat, the work in that glute and hamstring on your supporting pushing leg. Belly strong. Sometimes it also has to do with flexibility and mobility in your shoulders and upper back. One more. So if you're rounding, don't go as low. Nice job. Oh, I took us out of sequence. We were supposed to go dead shifts. That's okay. We'll get them now. Wide legs. Toes slightly pointed out. Hinge over. Opposite arm. Grab and shift. Take your time. Feel what's working in each part of the move. Sit your butt back and down. Drive through the glute. Back flexed. Nice job. Knee lines with the toe. Starting 7. Can you grab the core anymore? Pushing those hips back and down. Back and down. Flexing. One more each side. Grab the core. Nice job. All right, well, we already did our single leg deadlifts. So we're going to come down for our glute bridges. Grab through the core. Feet set, get your hips up. Ready, set, lift that one leg. Go. 2. 7, 8, 9, 10. Focus on that glute. Other side, but your belly has to stay strong. 6, 8, 9, 10. Whew. All right. Side plank. Lateral extension. Flex everything and then lift. You got it. 7, 8, 9. Last one. See if you can rotate through without dropping knees or hips. Ready, set, go. 7, lift through that heel. 9, 10. You should be struggling to get that leg up by now. If you're pointing the toe down enough, it really rotates into the outer upper butt medius. We got to get up in there. Okay, guys, we got 2 sets left. Guys and gals. All right, jump up, squat, hip hinge. Ready, set, go. Squat it back and down, hinge forward, thrust. Lots of belly. 4. Drive through those heels. Try to find glutes, not just the quads. 2 more. Belly button draws back. Chest stays tall. Thrust. All right, there's 10. Single leg deadlifts. Shoulders back and down. Back nice and flat. Here we go. 2. 3. I don't want to balance on the bell at the bottom. Think about it. Tall chest. Squeeze between the shoulder blades. Grab with the core and back. Press through that glute. Hamstring. Drive through the heel. Try to keep those hips level. Other leg flexed. 1 more. Other side. 1, 2, 3. The reason I like to do the opposite arm is because I feel like it helps keep the upper back and the hips more square. If you're on the same leg as the arm that's on the ground, or the leg that's on the ground, arm holding your weight, it's a little tougher to make sure that those hips stay level. 1 more. Nice. Okay. Doing the shifts. Okay. Knees with toes, legs nice and wide. Get over, down, back, grab, and shift. Through the glute. Through the glute. Attach your brain to the muscles you want to work. We're here for legs and butt today. Find it. What goes on in the upper body gives a better workout to the lower one as well, though. Lift it up. Slide it over. This one's 8. Belly strong. 9. 10. All right. Down on the ground. Find your weights. Single leg. Glute bridges. Lift the hips up. Find flexion in that glute. Lift one leg. Go. 1. 5. 6. 8. 9. 10. I did not foresee these being the toughest one. Woo. Other leg. 7, 8, and 10. Whew. Gotta watch core contraction on that one as well. All right, here we go. Side plank, leg lift. I'm gonna go into the supported. It's actually also very good because you do feel a lot in the supporting leg as well. Sometimes I feel like you even get double duty, even more so in the glutes than in the side plank. 6, hold that core strong, 8, flex the foot, 10, rotate, other side, stack your shoulders, flex the foot. 8, 9, 10. All right, we have one set left. Set 5. I'm gonna make it the best one. Hinge back, find your child's pose. Check in with the back. Hands and knees, hinge your hips side to side. Work through that low back, find some space. All right. Squat to hip thrust. Make it super solid round. Lots of legs, lots of glutes, and you've got to keep the core. Here we go. Squat, press through those heels, hinge, flex. 2. Come to a neutral pelvis as you hinge and thrust. Don't over push the pelvis forward, and that puts pressure on the low back. Almost feel like you're doing a crunch with the core as you thrust forward. Here, crunch that belly. 8, 9, 10. All right, single leg deadlifts. Woo! First one's a little shaky. 2, 3. Right in here, come on. 4, 5. Build that glute. 6. We're in a rhythm now. 8, 9, 10. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Strong core, flat back. Feel that glute. Tuck at the top again. Just like we did with our hip thrust a second ago, our hinges. Tall back. Last one. All right. Dead shifts. I keep doing those out of order. Whatever. Getting them done still. Okay. Hinge over. Flex up. Sit back. Isolate that side that you're grabbing, shifting into. Feel that grab. Sit back. Tall chest. Halfway. Belly strong. Lift the chest, but grab the core. When your butt sticks back, you have to tighten and hold the front of the abdomen that's supporting the low back. Envision it's like a hammock or a girdle, grabbing, supporting, controlling. Last one. Nice. On those guys, if you're heavier, definitely going a lot slower. So don't worry if you're a little behind. Hopefully that means you have some heavier weight, or it just feels heavier to you. Don't compare to me. Compare to what you did last time, what you have been doing. All right, weights on the thighs. Lift those hips. Ready, set, go. Single leg, glute bridge. Final one today. 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew, hamstring. 4, keep the belly strong. 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't know if I was lifting off the ground at all. All right. Open the hips. I'm going to balance on that knee. Stack your shoulders. 2, 3. Pull through the heel. Toes kind of pointing at the ground. Push the hips forward. Mine were hinging back also. 7, 8, 9, 10. Here we go. Other side, push those hips forward. 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10. All right. Super duper, good job. Sit back on those toes again. Bring your left leg forward. Leave your right leg back. Super good to just get the muscles under tension. If you feel like you have more, I would challenge you to just keep weightlifting today. Settle back on your high intensity cardio. Last week we got cardio and weights, pretty good high intensity every day. We did, full body every day, plus cardio bursts. So funny how fast sometimes I kind of forget. All right, hinge your hips back, toes come up. Drop that left hip and reach your chest toward the toe. So if you need that run or jog or bike or swim, go for it, but maybe just back off the intensity. I would really like for you to see what happens when you focus on weightlifting for at least 2 to 3 days. If, let's say, 3 days from now, you want to add in spin or a HIIT session or whatever, go for it. But it's very interesting what can kind of happen to the muscle and your metabolism. Okay, hinge forward for your pigeon. So your leg drops onto the ground, pelvis squared off to the ground. Flex that left foot. So maybe instead of your run, go for a walk or a little bike ride. But back off the intensity would be my suggestion. See how it feels. But if you're training for a race or doing something else and that doesn't fall within your training protocol, no worries. It's just a suggestion to try it and see what happens with muscle tone. Even just recovery. All right, push into the hands so we can switch to the other side. Bring your right leg forward. Left leg is back now. Get that hip flexor stretch. Nice work, all 5 rounds. Super well done. Feel that hip flexor stretch. There we go. Some days I feel a little better, my knee on the ground, some days off the ground. So today I'm liking it knee off the ground. All right, hinge back. Find your hamstring. Toe comes up. Pull that hip back. Definitely going to keep working on those single leg weighted glute bridges. Lots going on for that one arms, back, core, trying to just hold the weight. And then, of course, hamstring and the glute of that pushing leg. I'm not sure I got very high off the ground, but I was feeling it. All right, cross over, hit your pigeon, walk it back. Keep your hips square to the ground. Follow up your workouts with solid nutrition. Go for as clean as possible. Minimal oils, processed oils and processed foods, refined flours. Not like flowers out in the field, but flour you cook with. All right, stand into the feet. Reach over them. Forward fold. Let the weight of your head just pull you forward, stretch a little bit deeper. And then come on up. All right, good work, everybody. I will see you tomorrow.